in case you thought I misspoke. You cannot be the greatest father you can be without being in great shape. And you won't change my mind on this. So I put up a video the other day speaking about this. And shockingly, as always whenever I touch on this topic, people got offended. They got upset. And people got in my comments. And, well, I thought, instead of just commenting back, I'd get on here and double down on my position. And I'd answer all those fucking ridiculous comments on that one. Because I stand by it. You cannot be the greatest father without being in great shape. Now, one of the ones that come up, which always comes up, and they're like, what does that have to do with parenting? Being in great shape doesn't make you a great father. Absolutely true. Just because you're fit does not make you a great father. I'm not saying that it does. That's not the correlation. But I'm saying that you can't be the best father possible without being in shape. And we'll just start at the beginning. We'll start with leading by example. You know, if you're overweight or obese, there is a 50% chance that your children will be. If both parents are overweight or obese, there is an 80% chance that your child will be obese. That alone should be enough. That should be enough. Like, that should be the end of the conversation. That you have to be in shape. For that reason alone. Because I'm assuming here, like, all of this is based on that you actually love and adore your children. And you care about how they grow up. And sometimes caring about your children means doing hard things. It means for you or for them, it's not about being their best friend and giving them everything they want and desire. It's about doing what's right for them, long term as well as short term. Setting them up for great health, making sure that they can thrive in this world, which I can't believe we have to have this fucking argument, means being healthy. You need to be in shape. You need to lead by example. And that means exercising. That means eating good food. It means doing those kinds of things. It means looking after them. It doesn't mean giving into sedation and eating shit, which seems to be the standardized practice, considering 2/3 of the population are overweight or obese. 2 fucking thirds. 2 out of 3 people. So yeah, that's considered normal, being overweight or obese. So yeah, it matters that you look after your health and fitness, that you do these kinds of things. Then to double down on being in great shape, what it has to do with parenting. Not just leading, not just showing them, but you are teaching them life skills, like discipline, like commitment, like doing hard things, like following through, all these kinds of things. You are setting them up for great health, but also during the beginning. My kids, we call them wildlings. They want to run, they want to jump, they want to climb trees, they want to do all those kinds of things. They're getting into sports, those kinds of things. I need to be strong and fit and capable to do those kinds of things. How many times do you go to the park and there's these fathers who can't participate with their kids? If they're at the park at all, like, that's a whole different other story. But, you know, they can't get up and they can't climb and they can't run around with them because they are physically incapable of doing it. That's not an acceptable level. You want to talk about being a great father? If you can't participate in the activities that your children want, you are failing them. How else are we going to phrase that? How else are we going to look at it? Oh, I'm not failing them, I just don't. Soon enough, they'll just stop asking. Oh, Daddy doesn't do that with me because, well, I don't know, he doesn't want to play with me. They don't fathom that you can't. They don't understand that it's not possible for you. They just go, well, Dad doesn't want to do that with me. It makes them fucking sad. That's not an acceptable way. You are not doing a great job parenting because you can't. Or worse yet, and I've told this story before, you're like, well, I'm going to do it anyway. and you haven't built the foundation. We watched a father tear his quad because he wanted to be the fun parent and play with them. And I have mad respect for that guy because he wanted to push through anyway. But the fear and trauma to this child watching her father rip his quad off the bone, screaming in agony, have to be taken away in an ambulance because he wanted to be the fun dad. Being in shape matters. Being physically capable matters. The next one I got was, well, real great fathers sacrifice their life, their health, and their time for their children. They sacrifice their health? They give up their health and fitness for their children. That seems like an oxymoron. Not being around for your children? That seems like that's great parenting? I don't fucking think so. Not being able to do those things with your children? That's great parenting? No, it's fucking not. Showing them that you don't need to have discipline and follow through. You don't need to look after your health and your fitness. You don't need to look after the thing that allows you to do everything in life. That's not great parenting. That's why we have an obesity epidemic in children, because people aren't stepping up and leading by example. You know why your children won't eat a healthy food? Because you don't fucking eat healthy food. If that's all there is in the house, that's all they'll eat. It's a crazy notion. Yeah, I believe that you should sacrifice your time and your life to be with them. I think there are too many parents who will not fully invest and go, this is the period of life with it. That they still want to do their things. They want to go out and they want to party and they want to do these things. No, you have to sacrifice those things. When you become a parent, your children become your world. And it should be reflected in that and how you live your life. But also within that means being strong, fit, and healthy. As I said, I can't believe we have to have these discussions. I can't believe that we are in this point where, people have normalized being fat and overweight. No, that might be normal. It doesn't make it okay. They are vastly fucking different things. You should be strong, fit, and healthy. The next one I got was, it's called a dad bod for a reason. No. It's called a dad bod because they wanted to lower the standards. Same as fucking everything that happens in society at the moment. Instead of people going, this is hard, it is difficult, but it's worth attaining, the answer is we'll lower the standard. Instead of having to earn it and work hard for it, we'll lower the standard. It's called a dad bod because people want to opt out. They don't want to put in the effort. They don't want to live a healthy life. They want to have excuses and reasons to opt out of doing things that are uncomfortable. We, as a society, have gotten so soft. Anything that makes us uncomfortable is now trigger warning. Can't fucking do that. Oh my God, you can't say that. No, it's meant to be difficult because you have to earn it. You have to earn the right to it. It just, as you can tell, it fucking infuriates me. And this is the problem with where we're at now. Too many people want the easy way out. They want the soft option. And, same guy was like, passing along orthorexia to your children isn't great parenting. You ever noticed, in case you're wondering, orthorexia is an obsession with healthy eating. You ever noticed that it's only the things that are outside the quote-unquote norm that become obsessions? Like, if you drink alcohol every night and you smoke and you do recreational drugs, nobody really bats an eyelid. That's just, they're just living their life. But you want to eat good food, you don't want to partake in junk food, you want to do those kinds of things, what's wrong with you? You'll be judged. People will, ask you questions and not want to be around that. Why have we gotten to a point in society where choosing to sedate, choosing to be unhealthy is considered acceptable and normal. But you want to be healthy, and it's a disease. It's obsessive. It's categorized in the same category as bulimia and anorexia. It's fucking insanity. Those are actual diseases. That's an obsession to a negative point. Or, we could just grow up and teach our kids that things like junk food, sugar, lollies, all those kinds of things are sometimes foods. Like fucking Cookie Monster is now doing sometimes food. But really emphasize on the sometimes, like special occasions and things like that. We could just be that we eat good food because it's good for us. It fuels us. It fuels our life and fuels our bodies and allows us to do these kinds of things. These are the choices that we're making. But people want to demonize that thing. They want to demonize it, and they make it weird. To be honest, I think we should be weird. Society has gone to hell in a handbasket and we shouldn't want to fit into that. You should want to be weird. Being healthy is fucking weird. Being strong, fit, and capable is fucking weird these days. Good. Be weird. Be the standout. Be someone who can lead by example. And as I said, I think it should be your standard thing for a man in general. You should be strong, fit, and capable. But even more so when you become a father. You need to show them what is possible. And don't make it that they have to overcome these barriers, that they have to learn how to be fit and healthy, because that's not the normal. No, just make it the standard. My kids just think that working out is normal. They think that's just what you do. They think that's the standard part of life, and they don't understand why people don't. They know that sugar and things like that are sometimes things. Yeah, they still participate in it. They do, and they enjoy it. But it should be an occasional thing. It should not be so standardized that we're like, oh my God, that's just normal. No. We're trying to raise healthy children. And that comes from you. It is monkey see, monkey do. Not, oh, well, watch daddy stuff down this tub of ice cream or drink these beers and sit on the couch and sedate away from my life, but you do better. No. It comes down to the one that is still, I think, one of those most important ones, that one day your children will figure you the fuck out. One day they'll figure out who you are. And on that day, I hope that they figure out that you are exactly the man that you always said you were. That is my greatest fear, that I am not the man that my children think I am. And I always want to live up to that. And part of that is being strong, fit, and capable. It means looking after my health. It means having the energy to do all the things that they want to do and the capacity to do it as well. As I said, I've said it before. Me and my wife have had to rescue other children in parks and play centers and things like that, because the parent is physically incapable of getting up into the equipment to save their child. That is embarrassing. That is you not being the greatest parent you could be. If you do not have the capacity to save your child in a situation, there is something wrong with that. So yeah, you should be healthy. Yeah, you should want to be in the greatest shape possible. Yeah, you should be able to run, sprint, climb, lift heavy things. That is what should be the normal. Just because society has gone to shit and we have an obesity epidemic, and we do, 2/3 of the population, that's not acceptable. So be the greatest version you can be. And that means starting with your health and fitness, and it will spiral into everything else that you do. So if you're ready to be the greatest version of yourself, if you're ready to step up and start taking care of your health and fitness like it matters, because it fucking matters, then comment demanding greatness or click the link in my bio and let's see who you can be with the right tools. Can't wait to see you then.